So, welcome back to the lecture video on numerical problems and solutions on DC motors. So, till now we have solved up to problem number 4. Now, let us see problem number 5. Okay, so I will change this shunt motor to separately excited motor. Okay, separately excited DC motor. Okay, so because for your scope of syllabus, for the syllabus prescribed for you, problems on separately excited DC motor is also there. On the shunt motor, the whatever the logics and principles and formulae that I apply, you apply the same thing. Okay, you apply the same thing, then you can get the answer. Okay, for shunt motor. Now let me solve this problem assuming this is separately excited DC motor. Okay, a 4 pole, so they have given 4 pole, so P is equal to 4 pole. Okay, 4 pole 500 volt. 500 volt, actually in separately excited they have to frame the question like this: armature voltage is 500. In general, if they give the voltage, a 4 pole 500 volt means this is armature voltage only. Okay, so VA is equal to 500 volts. 500 volt separately excited DC motor has 720 wave connected conductors. So it has 720 wave connected conductors. So 720 wave connected means number of parallel paths is equal to 2. Wave connected conductors on its armature. The full load armature current is 60 amps. So the full load armature current is 60 amps. They have given armature current as 60 amps. Okay, 60 amps, and flux per pole is 0.03 Weber. So flux per pole is 0.03 Weber. The armature resistance is 0.2 ohm. So they have given the armature resistance RA is equal to 0.2 ohm, and contact drop, brush contact drop, they have given 1 volt per brush. So BCD, brush contact resistance drop, is equal to 1 volt per brush, assuming 2 brushes, 2 volts. Okay, assuming 2 brushes, 2 volts is the one brush is for positive polarity and another brush is for negative polarity. So contact brush, total drop is 2 volt, assuming 2 brushes. Okay, so calculate the full load speed of the motor. What is the full load speed of the motor? I have to calculate. Okay, so again, for the speed of the motor, this is how a separately excited DC motor looked like in circuit representation. So they have given VA, so I have to calculate EB. If I calculate EB, then I have a formula for speed, that is speed is equal to EB into 60A into 5ZP. So easily you can calculate the full load speed. So for that, EB is equal to, what is EB? EB is equal to VA minus IA RA. They also have to give field voltage. If you need to calculate field current, then you need field voltage also. But in this problem, though it is a separately excited motor, I need to calculate EB. I don't want VF or IF. So EB is equal to VA minus IARA minus BCD. So whatever the data that is given for a shunt motor itself is enough to calculate the values of EB. So EB is equal to VA minus IA RA, right? IA RA, VA minus IA RA minus BCD. So EB is equal to, what is the value of VA? VA is equal to 500 minus IA is 60 into RA is how much? RA is 0.2 minus BCD, brush contact resistance, is 2 volts. So 2 is equal to, EB is equal to, so it will be 486 volts. 486 volts, right? 486 volts. This is the back EMF developed. So now what is the speed, full load speed? So speed is equal to, I have formula, N is equal to 5 EB into 60 into A divided by 5 into Z into P, right? So what is the value of EB developed? 486 volts. 486 into 60 into what is A? Armature, sorry, number of parallel paths. It is wave connected, so it is 2. So it is 2. Now what is flux per pole? Flux per pole they have given 0.03 Weber. So 0.03 Weber into what is total conductors? 720 conductors. 720 conductors, and number of poles is 4. So N is equal to full load speed is equal to, so it will be 675 rpm. This is the full load speed of the motor. I think for shunt motor, if you take this as a shunt motor also, the same answer you will get, nothing change. Okay, you try this in your home. Next we shall go to sixth problem. A 220 volt shunt motor runs at 500 rpm. So sixth problem, a 220 volt, V is equal to 220 volt DC shunt motor runs at 500 rpm. So N is equal to 500 rpm. Taking an armature current, they have given armature current of 50 amps, and find the speed of the torque is doubled. Okay, find the speed if the torque is doubled. So previously the torque is, let the torque be T1. Previously it is TA. Next torque is, second time torque is doubled, so 2 times TA. So this is N1, this is IA1. I have to calculate N2. What is the speed if the torque is doubled? What is N2? I have to calculate. So for this a simple problem, we had to calculate. We have this formula. Okay, we have this formula. Only they are increasing the torque by giving a mechanical load. Okay, they are increasing the torque. Okay, torque is doubled. What would be the new value of speed? For that I have to calculate the armature resistance. They have given 0.2. RA is equal to 0.2 ohm. Very simple problem. So in a shunt motor the flux is constant. Okay, here flux is not manually varying, but in problem number 4th the flux is manually varying, so I have considered the variation of flux. Now in this problem you need not to consider the variation of flux. N is directly proportional to EB by 5, right? But it is a shunt motor, flux is constant. Okay, if it is given separately excited DC motor, then also the flux is constant, need not to take this. Okay, you can vary the flux manually by connecting any external rheostat. Okay, so flux is constant, you don't take this into consideration unless in the problem they have not given like the flux is varying from 10% to 30% increased or decreased. If they have not mentioned, then you take flux as constant. So N2 by N1 is equal to EB2 by EB1, right? EB2 by EB1. So I have N1, I have to calculate EB2 and EB1, then I can easily calculate N2. So for this EB2 is equal to V minus IA2 into RA, right? IA2 into RA. What is EB1? EB1 is equal to V minus IA1 into RA, right? Yes. So now EB1 is equal to, what is V? V is equal to 220 volt minus what is the value of IA1? IA1 is 50 amps. 50 amps into what is RA? 0.2. So EB1 is equal to, so it will be 210 volts. 210 volts, right? 210 volts. To calculate EB2, I need IA2. How I can calculate IA2? I have this formula. So TA is directly proportional to IA, right? These are constant. for a separately excited or a shunt motor, these are all constant. So TA is directly proportional to IA, right? So TA2 divided by TA1 is equal to IA2 divided by IA1, right? IA2 by IA1. So TA is directly proportional to phi into IA, but phi is constant for a shunt motor, so I am ignoring it. So TA2 is equal to what? TA2 is equal to 2 into TA, double the torque of the previous value, divided by what is TA1? TA1 is equal to TA. TA is equal to what is IA2? I have to calculate. What is IA1? IA1 is equal to 50 amps. 50 amps. Okay, 50 amps. So TA get cancels. So IA2 is equal to 2 times 50, that is 100 amps. 100 amps is the IA2 value. So now you substitute this IA2 in this formula. So EB2 is equal to V is how much? 220 volts minus 220 volt minus 100 into 0.2. So that will come around. So it will be 200 volts. 200 volts. So now I have got EB2 and EB1, and I have already N1 value. So N2 is equal to N1 into EB2 by EB1. So what is the value of N1? N1 is equal to 500 RPM into what is EB2 value? EB2 is 200 divided by what is the value of EB1? 210. Okay, 210. So what is the new value of speed? What is the new value of speed if the torque is doubled? So new value of speed if the torque is doubled is N2 is equal to 500 into 200 divided by 210. So the new value of speed is 476.19 RPM. This is the new value of speed. So this is the solution for problem number 6. Even if it is separately excited DC motor, then the same procedure you have to follow, the same is applicable to separately excited also. Okay, next let us see the problem number 7. Okay, problem number 7. So problem number 7, a 4-pole lap wound. So they have given number of poles P is equal to 4 pole. Okay, 4 pole lap wound. Lap wound means A is equal to P is equal to 4. Number of poles is equal to number of parallel paths. Lap in lap connected winding. So next 220 volt DC. So they have given 220 volt. DC shunt motor has an armature resistance 0.4. So armature resistance 0.4 ohms and shunt field resistance of 220 ohms. So RSH is equal to 220 ohms. So in separately excited, instead of RSH I will write RF, field resistance. Okay, so that RSH is for shunt motor. Okay, shunt field resistance, that is 220 ohm. It is running at 1500 RPM. So what is the speed? N is equal to 1500 RPM when it is taking a current of 40 amps from the supply. Supply current means what? Line current. Line current is 40 amps. Find the speed of the motor when the motor is taking a 10 amps from the supply. You have to calculate speed of the motor when it is taking 10 amps from the supply. 10 amps. So IL2 is 10 amps. IL2 is 10 amps from the supply. For it is bit difficult problem. Let us solve this problem. So they have given IL1 and IL2. Corresponding to IL1 40 amps, speed is 1000 RPM, 500 RPM. If the speed, what would be the speed if the line current is 10 amps? I have to calculate. For this there is a very simple analysis, the current and speed is related. How the current and speed is related? So for this problem, let me calculate IA1 first. IA1 is equal to IL1 minus ISH, right? IL1 minus ISH. The shunt field current will be constant. Okay, what is IL1? IL1 is equal to 40 amps minus what is ISH current? ISH current is equal to 220 volt divided by 220 volt divided by V by RSH, right? V by RSH. V divided by RSH. That is the current flowing through shunt field current. So that's what I am writing it here. 220 divided by RSH. RSH is how much? RSH is 220 itself. Okay, 220. So in this problem, if they have given, instead of DC shunt motor, if they have given DC separately excited DC motor, okay, separately excited DC motor, if they have given, you have to consider this figure. And for the field voltage, they have to mention how much is the field voltage. They have given the supply voltage or the armature voltage. They have to mention the field voltage to calculate the field current IF. IF is equal to VF divided by RF. Okay, so it is not at all connected to the armature circuit or this circuit. So if this is not given, need not to consider it. If it is not given, it is not at all needed. Okay, because see here, IL itself is IA for separately excited DC motor. IL itself is IA. This load current itself is IA for the separately excited. Need not to do this step once again. IL minus ISH need not to do. Directly you take IL1 as IA1, IL2 as IA2 for separately excited. For shunt motor, you have to do these things. IA1 is equal to IL1 minus ISH, because the figure is like this. See here, IL must be equal to ISH plus IA. So IA is equal to IL minus ISH. So that's what I have written here. Okay, now it will be, so I am explaining you both. What if they have given separately excited, what if they have given shunt motor. Now they have given shunt motor. So this step is excluded in not the needed for separately excited, but it is shunt motor, so it is needed. So I am doing it 40 minus 1, so it will be 39 amps. Okay, 39 amps for IA1. What is IA2? IA2 is equal to IL2 minus ISH, right? IL2 is 10 amps minus 1, so IA2 is equal to 9 amps, right? 9 amps. So now I have IA2 and IA1. Let me calculate EB2 and EB1. EB2 is equal to V minus IA2 into RA, right? So V is how much? 220. So 220 minus, what is IA2? IA2 is equal to 9 amps. 9 into what is the value of RA? RA is 0.4. So 0.4 ohms. So EB2 is equal to 216.4 volts, right? 216.4 volts. Similarly, EB1 is equal to V minus IA1 RA, right? So EB1 is equal to 220 minus IA1. 220 minus IA1. What is the value of IA1? IA1 value is 39 amps. IA1 value is 39 amps. 39 into RA value is how much? 0.4 ohms. So 0.4 ohms. So EB1 is equal to 220 minus 39.4 is equal to 204.4 volts. So now we know that N is directly proportional to EB by phi, right? So phi is constant. So N2 by N1 is equal to, why phi is constant? It is a shunt motor, that's why it is constant. N2 by N1 is equal to EB2 by EB1. So N2 is equal to N1 into EB2 by EB1. So what is the value of N1? N1 is equal to 1500 RPM into EB2 is equal to 216.4 divided by what is the value of EB1? EB1 is equal to 204.4. Okay, so now it will come around N2 is equal to, so it will come around 1588.06 RPM. Approximately it should be in whole number now, 1588 RPM. So that is the value of the new speed. So find the speed of the motor when the motor is taking 10 amps. So when motor takes 10 amps, the speed will be 1588 RPM. So this is the solution for problem number 7. Whatever I am telling shunt motor problems, you try to solve the same thing. Try to analyze for the same thing for the separately excited also by drawing this figure and relevant equations of the separately excited DC motor. Okay, so this completes problem number 7. Let's solve problem number 8, 9 and other problems in the next class, the next video.